Families are facing more hip pocket pain with the cost of back-to-school supplies soaring. The national average this year is close to $1,200, with the cost of uniforms, stationery, tech and school books all on the rise. Parenting expert Di Wilcox is here to talk us through this one. Hi Di.
Hello Mon.
A tough time for many WA families.
It really is a tough time. Even those families on double income are finding it tough with the rising interest rates, rental costs, we've got petrol and groceries. All those things are adding up for the basic cost of living and people are struggling.
And they have no other alternatives, do they? I mean, what advice do you have for families who are struggling to get the necessities?
Okay, so when you get your child's school book list and you get really panicked when you see how much it's going to cost, there are a few tips I've got for you. The first one is shop around. Don't go to the one place. There are sales on different items. Take your time and get those items. Label everything once you have them. So if your child loses them, they've got more of a chance of being returned to them. When it comes to books and uniforms, you don't have to go brand new. There are plenty of second-hand options, so look out on Marketplace, look on your school website, look for places to get second-hand. And when it comes to school uniforms, you don't have to get the whole year's worth of clothing. You might get first term and you can think about winter school uniforms a little bit later down the track. And if all of that still means there's a struggle for you, you need to contact your school and find out about what financial assistance they've got for parents and families who are having this hardship.
And the school second-hand clothing shop is always a useful place to stop too.
Amazing place, absolutely.
And Di, how do you handle children who don't like no-brand items of stationery because they're not like everyone else and they don't have the stuff that's on the school list?
You know, it can be really hard when kids compare their school things with other kids, and for that reason we need to explain to children that brand labels don't define who you are. There's so much more that make a child who they are, and it's really important from a young age that we teach children brand labels are not necessary.
Extracurriculars like sport or music, they aren't even included on the lists. How important are these for students?
You know, extracurricular activities are fantastic in giving children an opportunity to try new things, to see what they're good at, to see what their passions are. But it's not the end of the world if you can't afford them. So long as your child's not sitting in front of a screen all day and you're getting them out, connecting with nature, connecting with other children, because that's how children learn about themselves and how they fit into the world, they'll be okay. But the one thing I will say about extracurricular is if you can prioritise one thing, I would prioritise getting your child into swimming lessons. I think in a country like Australia, it's really important our kids know how to swim. They are surrounded by water, our swimming pools and the beach. They need to know how to save themselves.
Critical. Are schools asking too much, do you think, Di?
I think schools are asking for the basics, and I know from personal experience many teachers are actually digging into their own hip pockets to provide the resources their students need, and that's not really fair. But where I think we can do a lot better is instead of asking parents to fork out for the whole year, break it down into terms so that we can break down that one massive expense into much smaller expenses.
That is a handy tip. Rather than looking to the end, you sort of just take it term by term.
Term by term. It's going to be a lot easier for everybody.
Well, term one starts at the end of this month, the 31st of January in fact. Parenting expert Di Wilcox, thank you.
Thank you.